It's day 2 here at Donington Park, and we have 2 sprint races to look forward to. With what appears to be better weather than yesterday, let's see how our drivers adapt to the changing conditions.
Pole position, and of course that in GTO, going to reigning champion Derek Johnston, with Jordan Wick, Martin Short and Ian Dockerell for company in the top 4 of the grid. GTO 5th with John Dillon. The GTC pole going to Alex Martin in the FF Corsa 458 Challenge. GTB pole is with Ian Loggy. He lines up 8th. Then a gaggle of cars mixing B, C and O, and the GTA pole position, P14, going to Lee Mole in the Optimum Motorsport Ginetta G50. 27 cars qualifying, the grid completed with Peter Rowbottom in the Ferrari Spider. Pole position, reigning champion Derek Johnston in the Ferrari, alongside him the Chevron, and then on row 2 it's Ferrari and Porsche, Martin Short and Ian Dockerell. Pace car into pit lane, and we're ready for our rolling start. Much more agreeable conditions here, although some drivers of course prefer the wet, but this one should see the classes come into their own. Ian Loggy gets away well. We're on board with pole position man from GTA, Ian Payne, on board with the Ginetta, down into Redgate for the first corner. It's very crowded, but everybody sensible. There's the black Ginetta in the middle of shot, and Martin Short's up to second place. Martin Short's deposed the Chevron. Martin Short, incidentally, that car reclassified overnight, now running as GTO. It was GTC yesterday. As we said, the paperwork coming in late in terms of the championship. Now, he won the GTC class in yesterday's race, and it was a wet race, so it's probably a leveler between all the classes. So I think some good officiating going on. He's now been reclassified to GTO, the top class. Open spec cars subject to meeting the balance of performance, to quote the regulations. Then it's GTC, late model year challenge and cup specification cars. GTB, early year challenge and cup cars with minimum specification changes. And then GTA, the lower powered cup cars and one make championship cars. Across the line they go, the leading pair starting to break away from the rest of the field. Fantastic sight and sound these cars make. The meetings administered by the Motorsport Vision, Jonathan Palmer's organisation, who are taking increasingly... Oh, there's problems there between the BMW, the number 10 lime green Ferrari of Chris Dockerell. And this is the view from Rupert Martin. Look how fast the reactions have to be to go past these cars. Oh, very close. Absolutely. Now the drivers will see waved yellow flags to warn them that that car is stricken there, so they'll know there's a problem. But even so, at the top speeds these cars compete at, reaction times have to be absolutely on the nail. On board again with Ian Payne. Ian, as we said, one of the front runners in the grid for GTA. There's the number 8 machine, Lee Mole, Optimum Motorsport car. Back on board with Ian Payne. And Loggy, oh, there's a problem for Ian Loggy, spins it around again, not the happiest meetings for him. So he is, well, he's beached, but let's hope that he can rejoin the race as we go back now and see Rupert Martin in the mix ahead of Sean Winder. Sean qualifying in 13th place, so Rupert Martin's made progress. Another spin there, Ian Payne deals with it as Loggy trying to recover. So Ian Loggy not having the best of meetings, as we said, but he'll come back and fight another day. Loggy back on track now. He'll be careful to make sure that any dirt on the tyres is dealt with before he rejoins. Sean Winder trying to go for the inside line as they come down into the foggy S's, but he's a little bit too far back at the moment to make the challenge. So there's Peter Jennings. Car number 30 is Seamus Jennings. Seamus down the inside, very neatly executed manoeuvre there. Both of these Ferraris prepared by FF Corsa. Down into Redgate we go, 73, Barclay Dougal challenging the BMW of Don Grice, who's out front at the moment. So, Don with the upper hand. Just at the moment, Barclay Dougal trying to put him under a bit of pressure. Don Grice, incidentally, third in Group 2, as was last year. Three Class 2 wins last year and 4 fastest laps, so no mean pilot. That car on its day really on the pace and can challenge some of the front runners. So Ian Dockerell goes through shot, then John Dillon under Starkey's Bridge here at Donington, and off goes the Spider. That surely is going to end up beached. Peter Rowbottom starting down towards the back of the grid. Got to say, look at that, he's kept it going. Now that is how to exit the gravel. If we learn anything from that, it's how to exit the gravel. Many a lesser driver would have wound up stuck and maybe nearer the track, and we might have had a safety car, but well done to Peter Rowbottom, who gets the Spider back on circuit. I suspect there might be a problem with the car as we go back to the race leader, Derek Johnston, as we said, the M-Tech car, who's paired up with Mike Evans in the two-driver 40-minute race, and no help needed in this one. Dry conditions very clearly suiting the GT3 car down to the old hairpin, and having to work hard in this one. You have to work hard in the wet, but the dry, of course, he's having to pick off the cars as the Chevron GT4 of Darren Nelson takes a spin, and off goes Jeff Wyatt, the ex-British GT brick car driver, is off the circuit. As too is Mike Donovan, the Into Racing 997R, off the circuit. Into pit lane with a problem comes Ian Dockerell. Credit car sales machine off the circuit, so it all seems to be happening, doesn't it, as we look at Lee Mole making progress, and this the battle at the moment for the lead in GTA.
What happened?
We're missing all the way down the straights, and I think there's a fuel problem. So game over.
Race 2?
Yeah, we'll get out for race 2 for sure.
Cool. Okay, thank you.
That's Peter Rowbottom in the Ferrari Spider, and we look forward to seeing him back out in race number 2. There's Don Grice, as we said, multi-winner last year. Not going to happen for him this weekend, but rejoins. You don't really want the problems at the start of the season necessarily. Now, here is the 28 car, the 458 of Martin Short, passing Richard Chamberlain in the Lotus Elise. And Derek Johnston is going to, by the look of things, take the win here, pulls out of the slipstream and across the line to take the win. There's the checkered flag. Derek Johnston, the reigning champion, picks up his first win of the season. Now, around about half a minute or so behind him is Martin Short, who's going to pick up a second position on his debut, of course, in GTO. Martin Short taking second, John Dillon will be third, but Derek Johnston, the race winner. Johnston wins from Martin Short, John Dillon in third, Jordan Witt fourth ahead of Alex Martin, who wins GTC. Sixth place, Mick Dwayne, and seventh is Seamus Jennings, with eighth place going to Chris Dockerell. GTB won by Dan Stringfellow in the BMW, he was 10th, and Lee Mole in the Ginetta winning GTA down in 15th place. Fastest lap of the race going to Derek Johnston in GTO, Alex Martin in C, Ian Loggy in GTB, and Ian Payne in GTA.
Derek, congratulations. So far today, everything's gone to plan.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that was the plan from the off as we spoke, but yeah, I mean, the car was absolutely superb. We knew we had a good race car, for race time. So I said we would match qualifying times, and we did. So that was really, really good. And it was a straight race. The back markers were pretty good at getting out of the way. They weren't a problem. So pretty much full grade, but very well behaved.
Congratulations, Dan. First in your class. Just tell us, how's the circuit out there today?
It's a little bit cold, the actual ambient temperature, so struggling for a while to get some heat into the tyres. But I got off to a good start. First half of lap probably picked 5 cars off. But we had a coming together with one of the Ferraris. I think knocked the steering out quite a lot, so for the rest of the race I was struggling with that. I think I dropped back a few places from there on, but no, I was pleased with that result.
Lee, congratulations, first in your class today. How's the circuit and how's the setup in the car? How did it feel?
Car was great. Optimum did a fantastic job for us there. We had a few problems yesterday in sort of practice warm-up. We had a load of understeer, but that was sorted out. The car was cracking, and the 3 Ginettas, you know, we were just sort of, you know, bumper to bumper really most of the way around, which was fantastic. And I think I managed to get Ian on literally the last but one corner, I think. So hopefully kind of it was all right, but I did squeeze him a little bit. But you know, I had to take the opportunity that the chevron gave me, really. So.
Alex, so far not a bad day. First in your class, 5th overall. You must be pretty pleased.
Yeah, I am. No, it was good. I wanted to try and keep in touch with those guys in the top class, because I think we can, but we just got to get the car right. We've got to. My rear tyres, they just overheated where I was sort of driving them too hard. So we're gonna make the car a little bit less aggressive. So we'll lose a little bit of ultimate pace at the start of the race, but I think the car will be quicker towards the end because I won't toast the tyres.